Welcome to the Soulfire Podcast, where every day we talk about real life, real shit, real raw. On this show, you can expect us to dive deep into topics like marriage, parenting, money, business, feeling like you want to give up, fighting for yourself, just straight soul healing. This podcast is all about life. Hey there, it's Power Coach Alishia here, your source of fun, funny, exciting, entertaining, and educational life coaching, transformational speaking, and soul healing. We're talking about setting your soul on fire. I specialize in helping women put themselves first without feeling guilty, getting out of their own way, and finding themselves again. No fluff, no hand-holding, no bullshit here, just love, light, and peace as we journey through this thing called life. You know what's weird is today I was thinking about like what I want to do now or what I want to do next. And this stemmed from last night. So somehow, some way, I end up in this boutique group last night and I'm watching their live sales. And I instantly think to myself, damn, I wish I would have never quit LuLaRoe, right? And then I went, well, not that I wish I would have never quit LuLaRoe, because I still stand behind that decision, but that I would have evolved into the full-scale boutique that I am attempting to build now, right? And then I went, well, if I would have done that, this is the way I process, by the way. Then I went, oh, well, if I would have done that, then I wouldn't have the type of store/boutique I have that's really soul focused with the type of products I have now, right? Because I say it all the time and I'm going to say it again, like everything happens for a reason, everything in due timing, and the universe makes no mistakes, right? And so in the midst, and this always is, in the midst of me going, man, I wish I would have, or I wish I wouldn't have, I'm always explaining to myself why it must have been that way, right? Nothing could have been a different way because then everything would be different. You should write that down, right? Because we sometimes get so caught up on if I had to do it over again, or if I would have known then what I know now, fill in the blank. And the truth is you can't live like that, right? And so anyways, I'm going through this thought process and I'm watching this, lady live and I'm thinking, like, that could totally be me. I could be sharing my soul healing products in this vast way. My ability to source clothes for curvy girls in this awesome way, showing up and doing personal styling sessions and really just, living an element of something that I really love and that I want to bring to the world. But I'm not, it's like this ... And then my ego kicks in and says, oh no, you don't have time for that. You've got too much on your plate. You're doing too much as it is right now. You got to take stuff off your plate. There's no way you're going to be able to do this, and you're going to be able to do that, and you're going to be able to do this, you're going to be able to do that. You're going to have to choose what it is that you're going to do, because if you don't, you're going to fail at everything. Has that ever happened to you where you get this like urge, right? This level of like, this is what I want to be doing. This is where I'm being led. This is where I feel so good in going. And then the next breath, it's like this gut check and talking you back off that ledge, right? And hopefully I remember to talk about Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule. Cross my fingers that I remember to talk about it, because I tell you what, if you're paying attention, the synchronistic events that happen in your life are unfreaking believable. But it's up on my screen. I have the book because I just paused it because I was listening to it. So I'm hoping I remember to tell you about it. So back to this live that I'm watching, I'm like, this is what I want to do. If I was to lay my life out, what it looks like, my life by design, then it would look like this. I have a location that is big enough for me to do angel card readings and meditation classes, crystal classes, like there's also a full-blown store with crystals and all that healing stuff, chakras and angel cards you can purchase, and sage and Palo Santo and all this stuff in the metaphysical amazingness, plus clothes and cuteness and hats and scarves and purses and sunglasses and just the pure fab saucery of all the things that make you feel good as a person. More a woman, because my store is definitely more tailored to a woman, but men still shop there, right? Like, that's what I would do. And it would be huge. Like, I would blow this up so big to where I would also have a warehouse where we're consistently shipping. Back when I did LuLaRoe, I was shipping about $40,000 worth of clothes a month. Like, that was our average monthly sales, right? Like, I want that full scale store plus a soul healing zone with the meditation and the chakras and, that sort of thing, and the angel card readings there, along with me being paid to speak to rooms full of thousands of people, life coaching people who will feel down and out and like they don't recognize themselves and they don't know where they went and what happened, and looking in the mirror going, man, I don't recognize this person. And you've gained 50 pounds or 20 pounds or whatever it is, like life coaching that person and creating a community of women who have fought back from that edge of like, is this all there is? And feeling like I want to give, or they want to give up, or, but they want to give up to this place of peak personal power and high on life and so proud of themselves for what they've done. Like, I want to create that entire empire. That to me is like soul fire. That would be so unbelievable. And the older version of Power Coach Alishia would have done it all. And somewhere along the lines in the last 4-ish years, I've almost been like muddled down, and don't do that, and don't do that, and you shouldn't do that, and that's too much, and if you really want to be successful, you should do this, and if you really want to make a lot of money, you should do that, and no, that's too much work, and you're spreading yourself too thin, and you've got too much on your plate, and you really should just focus here. And it's like along the ways, this badass powerhouse has been driven to, okay, we're just going to do this one thing. I'm just going to do that one thing. This is just all we're going to focus on right now. And really, me is all in everywhere. We're going to fucking kill it and make it amazing, And so that light and that spark has been dulled. And, as I'm watching this video last night and her do this lifestyle, I'm telling you, it was nothing amazing. It was just a video. I found that spark in me. I found that that's who I am. I do it all. I don't do one thing. I don't start this and then I do all the things, especially when all these things go together as the person I am. Like, that is Power Coach Alishia. If you put me in the middle of a bubble and you drill off lines, right? It is crystals and Buddhas and metaphysical and essential oils and pigs, definitely pigs, lots of pigs. Like super cute clothes that fit well and look good on my size body, right? Power Coach Alishia is badass sunglasses and cute fucking purses. And, I love fashion, but not like uppity fashion, but like fashion for the everyday person. I love that. At any given moment, I have 30, 40 pairs of shoes and I have 2-3 closets worth of clothes. Like, I love fashion, so when I look at this is all me. Life coaching is me. I don't know how to live day to day without coaching people in their life and saying my little Alishia-isms and, infusing the people that I run into and talk to on a regular basis with just a little power, a little fight for themselves. That's the only way that I know how to live. Meditation is so unbelievable to me and something that's really, really helped me become more patient and bless and release things and, live in my own power. And so when I think about these things and crystals, it's like, these are all things that I want to do and give back and teach. And angel card readings, I give them to myself. I've changed people's lives with them. Like, this is all me. There's no way, and this is probably why I've struggled for so long, there is absolutely no way that I can be me without all of these things, without me giving all of these things to the world. And I find that when I look back, I've like, okay, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to go with the fashion. Nope, I don't feel full with just fashion. That wasn't enough, right? Oh, I'm going to go with the store. The store gave me space to get to this point of what I'm saying to you now. But the store that just wasn't, that wasn't it. There was still more missing, just angel card readings wasn't enough, still missing, because then I wasn't doing as much life coaching and there was no store. And, so it was like there's always feelings of something missing, like it's not whole. And so why am I sharing this with you? Well, today I went and got my eyelashes done, and I came back and I wanted to check on my podcast and see, what channels it's on and what's going on. And, I got to Amazon Music and it's up on Amazon Music. I click play and there's my intro music, and then you hear my voice and it's like, yes, like I feel so excited when I hear the intro music to my podcast in a public setting, in a public channel. And it's because this podcast isn't Direct Sellers Rock, which is my old podcast that I started in 2016, and it didn't last. It made it 6 months and I was done. This is the podcast I always wanted to start. This was always what I wanted to do, And so when I hear that and that play button, it felt like I had just closed like a huge dollar client and we could now go out and celebrate, But it was no dollars, it was no nothing. But that's how it felt inside. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, that podcast gave me something that selling crystals and doing angel card readings and that sort of thing doesn't give me. And then, fashion gives me like a whole other lane of excitement and excitability and connection with people that, the podcast or life coaching doesn't give. As I'm getting my eyelashes done, I'm talking to her and we're chatting about one of her family members, and just the way I would just come off with stuff, and what I would say would just be like right off the cuff. And she's like, yes, like that's exactly how I feel. That's exactly what I want to say. That's exactly what I said to them. That's exactly where they are. And that's exactly what they're saying. And it was like a different level of connection and power than what this gives. And it's like, these are all the things that I want to do. And it's part of one big thing. Like the Power Coach Alishia empire or something. I don't know, but it's like all part of it. And I have been attempting to do one leg and then the next leg and then the next leg. But the problem was like when you get caught in a leg of building something, you almost get stuck there, So continuing forward to today, I show each of my kids and my husband that, it's on Amazon Music, and I'm just so proud. I feel like, in this instance, I have arrived, if you will. And then somebody comments on a video of mine from like a year and a half ago on my page. And so I go back and I click play on the video and I'm listening to it. And it's all about me talking about how I woke up and I realized that this was too much for me. And I have stopped doing the things for myself that I was doing that helped me feel good and at peak personal power. And so I was stepping back from my daily show of Power Up with Power Coach Alishia. And I shared my heart and I, talked to them about my schedule and how it interrupted it and how it affected me and all these things. And as I'm listening to myself talk, I'm like looking around at my current life going, see, I kind of feel like that same thing. I'm still missing out on, or not still missing out, but I now am missing out on the daily regimen that really like lights up my soul. And I am missing the schedule that I truly want to keep. But how do you keep that when you have a physical brick and mortar store that you love at the same time? And then I'm looking at, God, I want this big empire with my boutique and what I sell. And, and then I jumped back to last night. And then, on some of that one live, there was only about 250, but then another one people watching, and another one I watched, she had like 430 people watching. It was like, oh yeah, like she has an app, like that would be so much easier because people don't really get notifications on Facebook and And then, my mind goes to, well, maybe I could just do that, right? I'll just do that. That'll be the one thing. No. I don't want to just do that. I literally want to do all the things under this like powerhouse umbrella, the things that make me feel good, the things that make me feel amazing and at peak. And how do I balance that out? I have no clue. How do I harmonize that so I'm not spending too much time in one place or another? I have no idea. But one thing that I can tell you is I've made the decision today that all the things that I want to do, I'm doing. And yes, there are tons of places I can go to learn and study and get ideas and processes and all of that someone else has created that will help me streamline that process. But the other thing that's really important is that just taking that action is everything. And along the way, you're going to learn. You're going to fuck some stuff up. It's not going to be right. But as long as you keep going, you're going to clean up the messes and put it back together. And now you've learned something along the way and you're going to get better and better and better and better. Okay, so I want to get real with you here for a second. The most important thing to know is that you don't have to work through this alone, because getting out of your own way, putting yourself first without feeling guilty, and finding yourself again is really hard work, especially if you don't know where to start or what actions to take. So one of the things that I really love about myself is my ability to help you have a breakthrough in a very short amount of time. That's why I've opened up my schedule for a free breakthrough session. You plus me on a free call where we're going to be uncovering what's holding you back, helping you get clear on when you got stuck, how you got stuck, plus the best next steps for you to take. The only catch is that I have a very limited amount of spots available, so you will have to move fast. If you're ready to stop sabotaging yourself, stop being everything for everyone, and find yourself again, then I'm inviting you to get out of your own way, grab my hand, and say yes to yourself today. To sign up for a free breakthrough session, just go to breakthrough.powercoachalisha.com. Again, that's breakthrough.powercoachalisha.com. So as I'm, listening to myself, I listened to 2 videos, actually. The one was from a year and a half ago, and then the one was from about 7 months ago. And it's interesting because anytime I listen to myself, I always think, man, she's awesome. I don't know how I will ever be able to deliver the way she delivers. Man, she's just like, hits it home, and she just says it right. And it's the right next phrase, and it's the right next thing to say. And it comes with the right power. And then the voice inflection and the emotion to it. And like, God, she's just so fucking amazing, as I listen to that version of me deliver whatever that is. And it's so interesting because as soon as I get done recording a podcast, I can go back and listen to her. And I still have that same envy, just like this one. This podcast will be done. It'll be a wrap. I'll go back and listen to it, maybe not today, but in the next couple of days. And it'll give me power and fire. And I'll be so proud of her and look up to her and be like, God, if I could just do that again, if I could just be her again, that would be so cool. And it's really interesting because I'm constantly that version of myself that I'm so proud of. And I don't say that because I'm like, puffing out my chest and, it's not like that. It's not like an egotistical thing that I'm saying here. I love that is how I view me, right? I love that when I hear her, I don't cringe and I'm like, whoa, I shouldn't have said that. I'm so glad I'm so much better than her. I'm so glad that when I listen to it, I don't think, man, that sucked. I love that she can fire me up to be a better version of me today, even if the version of her that I'm listening to was just yesterday's version. And if there's anything that I can give to you in this podcast, in this episode, it's that I want you to feel that way about yourself. There may not be a podcast or a video or a blog post or a long form post that you wrote that you can go back and read about yourself to give you that. But I want to be able to give you that sort of personal power and personal connection, self-esteem, self-love, what I call being soulfully connected. I want to show you how and help you connect to yourself in that way, because there's nothing better than that. She isn't actually a different person, right? She's not outside of me. I'm not complimenting and looking up to someone else. I'm not proud of and teary-eyed and fired up over someone else. It's me. And that's like the best gift you can give yourself. I absolutely love listening to her. And she's so amazing. And when you can look at another version of yourself and talk like that and feel like that, that's when you know you've reached another level of peak personal power. I feel like with peak personal power, it never stops, right? You never get to the top and you're done. There's like different rungs of euphoria as you get higher into those peaks. And I never really thought about that before. I always thought, oh, peak personal power is when you're here, when you've arrived here, when you've hit to that point. And it's weird because I'm at peak personal power with that self-love, self-connection, and being soul connected. And then when I look at peak personal power, let's say in daily meditation, daily journaling, money manifestation, going for walks/exercises, a schedule that I really love, that sort of thing. It's not peak personal power. It's like power saving mode. The battery light is flashing. And so there's also that. There's really high peak levels within yourself that you feel like so freaking amazing and so proud and so high on life, like what I just explained, where on the other side, you're like, man, I'm really fucking this up. And one of the things that I want to help you with in this podcast, in my programs, if we ever get to talk one-on-one, which I hope that we do, is that you can have both. You don't have to hate yourself because you have this side that's not perfect. And you don't have to ignore the side that's not perfect and only look at what's good. I really want to teach you how to have all of those things and see them for what they are and not make them any bigger than that. And that's the whole thing. And I'm not going to sit here and say that there aren't moments where, I'm not really pissed off at myself or really frustrated at myself because, damn it, you're not doing that, consistent meditation and exercise and da-da-da. Your daily power up is not happening and you deserve this and, you're better than that. And I'm not saying that those moments don't happen. I am saying, though, they don't last. I have that bitch out conversation with myself, but then I always give myself grace. Like there is always the other side. And I think that's where you get stuck, is that you're only looking at one part and one side of it. And that's as far as you can get. And so in our journey together, I'm going to help you get that next step further and that next step further, and broadening how you view, helping you pull back so you're not so close to that tree and seeing more of the beauty that's within you and around you, that are a direct cause from your actions. That's another thing, right? So just helping you take those steps forward. So I listened to both videos of myself. My husband walks in and I say, man, I love her. Like she's so amazing. And every time I listen to her, I think to myself, how am I ever going to show up and deliver the way she does? And he says, that's just you and what you do. Just speak from your heart and it'll happen. This entire podcast, I have no notes. I have nothing in front of me except for my desktop, which is a flower. I don't know what kind of flower this is. And a little window up because I'm on chapter 2 of Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. That's it. And my room is cluttery and annoying me. I can hear my kid yelling downstairs on the video game, which is making me nervous because I don't know if it's coming through on the audio of this podcast. I can hear my dog barking outside. I'm like, I don't know if it's coming through on the audio of the podcast. And as soon as I get done listening to my second video, I'm led straight to Audible and to click play on the 5-second rule of Mel Robbins. And in chapter 1, it was just all about making those fast decisions, because if you don't make this decision within the 5 seconds, then everything else will come up, and everything else that comes up will stop you from moving forward, or you'll talk yourself into something that you shouldn't have done. So the basis of it is you have 5 seconds to make the decision. Are you in or are you out? And I talk about this a lot in my Get Your Shift Together workshop and my weekly Power Up with Power Coach Alishia sessions. And It's like, are you in? Are you out? Are you doing it? Are you not? Are you going forward? Are you not? Are you staying? Are you going? Those quick decisions are so freaking important. And there's a huge decision on the table right now. There's about a 3,000 square foot building that I know is a perfect location. It's what I'm looking for my next steps in building Soul Healing Zone. And the original plan for the location was that there was going to be multiple businesses in there, and all these businesses were going to help pay for this astronomical rent. And we were going to, move forward that way. Well, they don't want it to be, multiple businesses in there. They want one business in there. Well, it would be my mom and I's business, and she does all dog stuff, dog training. She has cat stuff too. Well, animals are soul healing, so it's fine. It fits under the umbrella. But now we're unable to bring in other businesses to help with that money. And, from the whole time I was like, I'm in. And I was in even right up to that minute that it was only going to be me and my mom that were on the hook for everything, so to speak. I was so in. And then as the time has gone on and the days have gone on, it's like, maybe not. Maybe we shouldn't do it. Maybe it's not. What are we going to do? Blah, 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 blah. Your financial, this, all the different things. Everything's changed, Alishia. You're not doing what you were doing. Life is different. Your money is coming from different places. All these ego-driven talk shit bullshit, right? Because right off the bat, I was in every time. Yes. I have been peaceful with it. I've been 100% in whatever it took. I was moving forward. I've got this. Let's go. Let's move. Let's make it happen. And then all of a sudden, because there hasn't been any action taken, like no paper sign, nothing like that, there's now this stuff creeping in. So for about 5 days, it's been what ifs, and you can't do this, and da-da-da-da. That's that ego bitch, just sitting there talking major shit. And so as I'm listening to the 5-second rule, I said to myself, you made the decision. You made it in less than 5 seconds, and you're just going to stick with it. The universe has your back, and it's going to deliver in ways that you never thought possible. I knew when I opened my Soul Healing Zone store that it was going to need to be a pretty big building to do everything I wanted to do it in. But I opened it in 388 square feet. So right now, Soul Healing Zone is in 388 square feet. And it is 388 square feet of amazingness. Like, you walk in there and like the energy, the way you feel, the connection, the happiness, the way it smells when you touch the products, the way the clothes feel, the way they look, the crystal. Everything is superb. Like, I love my cute little store. And there's a gigantic sign on the door that you see as you're exiting my store that says the world needs who you were made to be. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. So this little teeny tiny store is pure perfection. The only problem is that's all it's going to be, is a little teeny tiny store. It can't be literal soul healing. I can't bring the meditation in there. I have to close the store so that we can have a little meditation, but there's nowhere for anyone to sit, right? I can't do a crystal workshop in there, and I'd have to close the store, but there's nowhere for anyone to hang out. Like, could I make it work? Yes. I could do it outside of the store, whatever. Like, of course. I'm not the type of person that says, oh, I can't, and that's it. I'm just saying, like, that isn't where this was supposed to be. That was never even supposed to open there, or was I, right? ... Universe doesn't make any mistakes. That wasn't what I saw, but I did open there, and it is 388 square feet, and there is no way in that space I can actually open my Soul Healing Zone. So this other space is it. I can do that. I can have the meditation. I can do the crystal classes. I can, do the things that I truly want to do, and it can be amazing. And there's my mom right there next to me with all of her pet stuff. And, that fits under the umbrella so perfectly that how can you not move forward? When I look at how much it costs, it's like way more than my mortgage payment. It'll be 2.5 times what I pay for my mortgage. I think, well, instead of, having this on the hook, I could just be saving up money just in case, I need it. That's that ego talking and that shit talking. And so why am I telling you all this? Why is that today's podcast episode, right? Well, one is this is how I coach. Through my real life shit, my real life thought processes, the things that, holding me back or attempting to hold me back, the way I process information and events that happen in my life. Like, that's crazy that all these things that I just shared with you are it's a lesson for you of, one, make fast decisions and stick to it and take fast action on that decision so that the ego bitch can't come in. Well, it's too late now. I've signed on the dotted line. We got to make this shit happen. That ego bitch can't come in and do that, right? The other thing is always, always, always follow your ING. We'll talk about your ING a lot. ING is an acronym for Inner Nudge for Good. ING, Inner Nudge for Good. Follow what your ING says right off the bat. If your ING wants to do 10 different things at one time that is part of a bigger thing, then go for it. Is it going to be harder to build an empire with multiple legs at the same time? Yes. It's going to require more time, more effort, more resources, being diligent, taking consistent action, being consistent, having a team of people, maybe capital for money, maybe not. It's going to require a lot in order to pull that together, but that isn't the question, right? The question is, how bad do you want it? If that for you is how it is for me, like soul fire, like, hell yeah, that's what I need to be doing. And not need because someone's making me, need because that's what I want. I never wanted to close my LuLaRoe business. I was just sick of the shit. Right? I was sick of what it was and how it was organized. And I wasn't looking for another option. I was just done. Right? And so I loved what I did though. I loved dressing people and putting together outfits and putting together entire wardrobes for work and all of that. I loved the elements that I did. I loved taking the girl who was wearing the wrong clothes and hated the way her body looked and showed her how to look so freaking cute, not losing weight in the right clothes for her body type. I loved all of those aspects of it. And I know all the aspects I didn't love, And so what is it? What's calling you? What's screaming? What's pulling you? What's pushing you? What's sucking you in that you're like putting your hands up and saying, no, not doing that. I got this. I can't do that. I've got this. I've got that. I'm lazy. I don't have the money. Dude, you might be sitting here listening to me knowing exactly what it is you would do. And then secondarily, you say, but I can't do it because I have this physical ailment, right? Fibromyalgia, whatever it is, right? I have this physical ailment that is stopping me from being able to do this. And it's something that I truly want to do. Well, let me tell you something. My body is in pain a lot. I wake up in pain. My hands hurt. My legs hurt. My feet hurt. My arms hurt off and on where my rotator cuffs are. I mean, I could just bitch and moan about it all the time and it can stop me, right? But it doesn't. I chant in my head over and over and over. My body is strong. My feet are strong. My legs are strong. I've got this. I've started choosing shoes that people kept telling me, those are going to hurt your feet. Those are going to hurt your feet. Those are going to make your feet hurt. When you wear those, your feet hurt. You can't do that. So I started choosing shoes to wear that I had to create this. Oh, my feet are going to hurt. My feet are going to hurt. No, I'm going to wear these shoes and they're going to be great. They're going to be great. And I'm going to look cute and I'm going to wear them, right? Like, changing that story. You can decide for you that you're going to move forward full steam ahead and you're not going to let anything hold you back. It's not to say that those things aren't real. Yeah, I do have issues with my feet, my hands do hurt. I woke up one day and my thumbs keep popping in and out of their fucking sockets. I don't know why. At my knuckles, they're just popping in and out. They still are today. So I can't really bend them because then it hurts because they're out of the sockets. I don't know why the fuck they did that. Whatever. I'm learning how to open water bottles and everything without actually bending my thumbs. I'm not going to stop drinking water out of water bottles because my thumbs are popping in and out of their sockets at the knuckle level and I can't really bend them. I'm going to edit and learn how to operate outside of that. And hopefully that blood flow and that action that I'm taking is going to help my thumbs get going again. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they're doing that. It's really annoying, right? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying to deny that those are the ways that you feel and shit that's got, going on in your body. But I'm saying that those can't be the things that hold you back, because they are what they are. So you have got to keep living forward. And the chance of you living and moving forward and taking the action on the things that you keep putting off, actually helping those ailments is high. So because you're happy and you're excited and you're proud and you're moving forward and you're taking that action to what you really want to do, what lights you up, what feels so good, that's like a hell yes, those ailments will not be taking over your life. They will not be running your day-to-day life. They will not be incapacitating you the way they are, because those ailments can only breed and fully live like that, like way a lot, when your energetic frequencies and levels are on the same level of negativity and sadness and focusing on the pain and feeling sorry for yourself and letting it overtake you. But when you're living on the strength, positive, power, got this, fuck you side, the ailments can't take as strong of a hold. I want to say thank you so much for being here, listening to today's episode. And as I always say, remember to give yourself some grace. Say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. And always progress, not perfection. We'll see you next time.